So today we're here with Skylor and his 2012 Fiat Abarth, and I have to say it is probably the most doesn't know what it wants to be. It's I used the analogy earlier. It's like a Pomeranian with rabies. It's so happy, but once you get in the car and you drive it, it's just so menacing and mean and in your face. So Skylor, why don't you go ahead and tell me how you came across this thing?
So one of my friends sold Fiats, and I told him specifically I want red and black, black with the red stripes, and I want, low miles, I want the sunroof. And over like a course of a year, he couldn't find anything. So I got one phone call, and he's like, I got you a car. I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, it only has 7,000 miles. It's brand new, one owner. And I'm like, where did you get it? And he's like, well, funny story is, it was on our roof. It was on the roof of the dealership. And what had happened was one of the employees at the dealership put it up there for display. And during Hurricane Sandy in New York City, it was such a horrible storm that the bridge leading up to the dealership got destroyed. So it was stuck up there for a couple years, and they finally got it off by crane. And literally the day after, I went there to go purchase it. And I've been in love ever since. I've done a lot to it in the last year and a half, but yeah.
That's so cool. So obviously, the first initial look at this thing, and you notice the aero right away, the over fenders and the rear diffuser. It's just a crazy looking car, man. So tell me what you've done under the hood to this thing.
So just basic bolt-ons, still the stock turbo, completely maxed out though. It's a GT 1446 Garrett, and it's making about 24 psi.
Jesus.
And it's able to create that pressure because a lot of the piping is small. It's like you're pinching a garden hose.
Yeah.
So, it's all pushing into a 1.4 liter, 10.5 to 1 compression ratio.
Yeah.
And, it's all forged internal, so it's okay with the pressure. And base, it's about 160, 150. And I'm not exactly how much it is, sure about how much it is, but it's somewhere around the mid 200s. So it's, plenty of power for only 2,400 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, you get that kind of power to weight ratio, this thing will rip up and down all day.
Yeah, but I mean, that's about it. I mean, it's got, front mount intercooler. It's got, ignition coils, spark plugs, all, just there's a lot of different components of the motor that just fail after, producing almost, 50% horsepower. So it's, there isn't much done to it though. I mean, it's a lot of tuning and a lot of electrical than anything. It's not, crazy.
And what do you have going on with the suspension?
Suspension's coilovers by Bogland, and they're somewhat mild, but as you can see, it's an aggressive drop. It handles pretty well, and it's on full chassis braces, front and the sides, and rear sway bar. That's about it for suspension.
Yeah. Is this your daily driver?
Yeah, I drive it to work every day. Yeah, it even drives in the snow and everything. I mean, it turns into a snowplow, but
yep, daily race car.
Yeah. I mean, it's front-wheel drive, so it's not bad in the snow.
Nice. And I noticed you had the 4-point cage in there. Do you do any kind of racing with it?
Yeah, I tried autocross, but I'm too tall for the car. So, when I was trying to race, I had to, have my head sideways so
with
I
the
could
helmet.
fit. Yeah, so it just didn't work out, and I'm hoping to come back, during the springtime with some lower bucket seats.
Yeah.
And hopefully to do a good time, and maybe do some type of hill climb too. Have some fun for sure. But everything I've done to it was to make it faster. I wouldn't say it's a full-blown race car, but it's definitely quick.
It's the craziest looking Fiat I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And probably most people too.
Yeah.
Well, should we go for a ride?
Yeah, we should go for a ride. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That mural is so cool.
Thanks. Yeah, my mom painted it. I don't know if I told you.
New York.
New York.
That's so cool. Is that like acrylic paint or?
I'm not quite sure. I mean, she's always been an artist, so
Yeah.
I had the idea in my head, and she knew exactly what I was thinking,
That's
and
awesome.
she made it. It's like perfect.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really appreciative for doing that.
I've never actually been inside of one of these things.
Yeah.
It's really small.
Yeah, it's too small for me, but it's too much fun not to give.
Yeah.
And for a front-wheel drive car, it's more of a it's oversteer happy, you know.
Is it really?
Yeah, you'll feel it when you're driving, but there's like no understeer.
Wow.
You know?
It must be the weight distribution in this car must be set up really
Yeah, it's
good.
more in the front, and then you have the solid rear axle, so it'll get up on 3 wheels.
Oh,
like
I
an old
see.
Honda,
Yeah.
and just kind of scoot around the corner.
Yep, I see, because it's kind of like a sway bar rear
Yeah.
end deal. Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with the Ford KA rally cars. They're very tiny.
Okay.
It's a beginner rally car, and Fiat uses the same kind of chassis. So
Oh, gotcha.
It's a rally kind of inspired chassis. So they do, they're pretty good in rally racing. But
Yeah.
it's definitely not as popular as like a Subaru or something like that.
Yeah.
It's fun.
God, and the noises it makes. It's got all kinds of cool exhaust crackle. That's awesome. Crazy. And that shifter assembly, did you make that yourself, or is that something you bought?
That's ADD. They custom make them. I always get it mixed up with ADD.
Oh, AED. That's really cool. It's like,
I can't remember.
huh?
I can't remember if it's AAD or ADD.
It's so cool. So it's a direct cable linkage then. So I bet the transmission's nice and notchy.
Oh yeah.
And that shifter position's perfect. It's like
It's
right
right
next
here.
to the steering wheel.
I'm actually thinking about fabricating something. I'll put it a tad bit closer, a little
Okay.
bit straight.
It's definitely a driver-oriented car.
Yeah, that was the main reason why I got it. It's just fun, they really didn't care about much other than how much fun is it going to be.
Exactly. I can't get over that crackle. Holy shit. This thing gets it, man. And then you're still getting what, like 20 plus miles to the gallon?
Let's see. I don't even think remotely close to that. I mean,
Oh,
we
now
might
that
be-
you've got a tune on it and stuff.
Yeah. 17.6. That's not bad.
It's not bad, man.
Running around,
Yeah, but it's miles per gallon, right?
Yeah. Big filler just steps out.
It's awesome. Does it torque steer much?
Somewhat. I mean, first gear is absolutely useless.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
All over the place?
Yeah, half of second gear, it's all over the place too. But
Wow.
once you get halfway through second, into third, it hooks pretty well.
Nice.
But you're still fighting it like all over the place.
Yeah. See, this is one of those cars that's so perfect because it's really easy to get it to what I call like the fun level, right?
Yeah.
Like a Miata, right? Like you don't have to
Ain't going
drive
so
it
fast.
super fast
No, not at all.
to really have fun in the car.
Yep.
And this is the same way. Ooh, a little bit of wheel spin. Even when the ground's wet, this thing just has loads of grip.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think only a foot ahead of you.
Yeah, it's like right there,
Right in
isn't
the
it?
dash.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
Jesus. This thing gets it. Well, thanks for the ride,
Hope you
man.
had fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah.